They're not just spreading gossip, they're rewriting the story, making sure that they're the victim and you're the villain. Let's talk about one of the most abusive tools used by the narcissist: the deliberate, targeted effort to damage your reputation, the smear campaign. It usually starts out quietly: a few subtle comments, half-truths, a casual remark like, "I'm really worried about my spouse's mental state," or "my partner is not who you think." Then it escalates. Sometimes it becomes full-blown lies that claiming you are the abusive one, that you are unstable, manipulative, and cruel. The goal? It's simple: to discredit you and to isolate you, to make sure that by the time you try to tell your side of the story, no one's listening. And worst of all, they often start this while you're still reeling from another incident, or you're just trying to breathe again. So why do they do this? It's all about control. The narcissist engages in this tactic while you're in the relationship and even after it ends. The narcissist launches a smear campaign to avoid their accountability, to isolate you from potential allies, to maintain control of the narrative, of course. And we know that they need to protect their image. And so often what they just want to do is punish you for setting a boundary, or if you have left them, they're going to do it. In their mind, if they can control what other people think about you, they still win. Unfortunately, most of the time it works, at least for a while, because when someone is charming, convincing, and good at playing the victim, people are inclined to believe them, especially if the other side of the story hasn't been shared. And the narcissists, they count on that. It's horrific to be blindsided like that, isn't it? When you find out you've been smeared, it's its own kind of trauma. Of course, it's hurtful and confusing. It's one thing for the narcissist to lie, and it's just another thing for them to lie about you to other people. It's heartbreaking. Maybe someone finally tells you what your spouse has said, and it will knock the wind out of you. It's like you're on trial for a crime you didn't commit, and nobody told you there was a trial. Let me share a moment from Annie's story. After Annie left her marriage, her aunts, uncles, and cousins turned their back on her. It was extraordinarily hurtful when Annie found out that her estranged husband, almost immediately after their separation, started telling people she had abandoned him, that she had run off because he could never give her enough, that she always wanted more, that she hated being a wife. None of that was true, but the damage was already done, and she had no idea. So what do you do when you realize your reputation has been targeted? First, don't chase the lies. The narcissist wants you to panic, to defend yourself to everyone, and to look unstable. So don't play into it. Focus instead on these things. Stay grounded in your truth. You know what happened. If the smear campaign has potential legal, custody, or workplace implications, it's important to document everything very carefully. Dates, messages, screenshots. There's some examples. But this part's important. Not every situation calls for the same response. So use your judgment and consider the seriousness of what's happening. In some cases, it might be wise to consult with an attorney or other professional to figure out the best way you can protect yourself. In the meantime, I'm thinking it's best to resist the urge to clear your name. I know it's so tempting, especially if the lies are hurtful, but engaging too widely might backfire or even complicate things further, particularly if there are legal issues involved and you're going to end up consulting with a professional. So focus on gathering facts, stay grounded, and respond strategically. The people who are meant to understand, they'll come around. The rest, they were never safe in the first place, is what I'm guessing. Keep showing up as yourself. Your calm, your integrity will speak louder than any smear campaign ever could. Remember, the people who know you well, they're not going to be swayed. And the people who are easily swayed, they didn't really know you to begin with. You're going to rebuild your life. And my guess, it's going to be better than it was before. Eventually, the lies unravel because the truth has a way of outlasting manipulation. You don't have to fight to prove who you are. You just have to be who you are. Rebuilding might mean creating new connections, finding safe spaces, or simply sitting with people who understand you and see you clearly. Over time, people will see the contrast between your character and the story the narcissist tried to tell them. You don't have to scream your truth. You just have to live it. If you're in the aftermath of a smear campaign, I want you to hear this. You are not what they say you are. You're not broken, and you are not alone. What they tried to destroy wasn't your reputation. It was your clarity, your confidence, and your voice. But you know what? You still have it. You're still here, and that tells the truth more loudly than they ever could. I want to thank you for being here. If this episode resonated with you, would you share it with someone who might need to hear it? And remember, you don't need to clean up their lies. You only have to stay rooted in your truth. For those of you new to my podcast, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Kyle Hackley, attorney and author of Undercurrent, a story about Annie who breaks free from her narcissistic marriage. Annie isn't just one person. Annie is anyone who has ever experienced narcissistic abuse. And Are You Annie is a space to hear you, validate you, and to walk this healing journey with you. You're not alone here. And I want you to remember, I want you to be tenacious and never give up on what's important to you. Thank you for staying on this journey with me. I appreciate you. I see you. And until next time, bye.